Enough's enough. All right. Give you another shout. How's everybody doing? It's the Truth Serum coming back again. First and foremost, I appreciate the people that hit the like button and subscribe, and the people that come in and join me, and we shoot things around, and I'm interactive with the people, and that's what we do at the Truth Serum. So um, I'm not a big tech studio and all that. Look, there's my studio audience, the applause button. So that's how we do it. That's how we get it done over here. Uh, this Matthew Cox, I don't know. He's got a channel, everything. He was into mortgage fraud. He got 140 something years or whatever. And he's been on a couple platforms. He was on Lex Clips, who I like his style as an interviewer. He gives this Matthew Cox a lot of rope. And it just seems like uh, that that he's just a psychopath. I don't know. He's just he's bent. He's bent. And he has this. I get the feeling of American Psycho when I watch this guy. Well, remember that movie American Psycho? Justin Bateman, whoever that was. He's got a flavor of American Psycho. This bum Matthew Cox. So let's just watch a little of this guy who talked a lot of smack about Joey Merlino. Oh, this is what I wanted to say, folks. He's in prison. This Matt Cox, he's in prison. Joey Merlino's there. He's trying to smooth over. Now, they're all a table of rats. Joey Merlino knows what's going on. This is why poor Matthew Cox had to try to insult Joey Merlino by saying whatever retarded things, and because they were trying to set Joey Merlino up. You think a bum like you, Matthew Cox, is ever going to outfox Joey Merlino? And you and your little girlfriends there in prison, you're all trying to that rat infested table that you're trying to get. There's just happened to be an open seat for this rat. That terrible. You got Cinderella Matthew Fox up there trying to talk smack about Joey Merlino. And I watch this guy and I look at this Matthew Cox. I want to like him. But the more I watch him, the more I know psychopathy, delusional. I don't have enough time to psychoanalyze that guy. And then what does he do? The other people that were involved with that mortgage fraud or whatever, or however that went, like he didn't get much time taken off for whoever those women were that got probation or a fine or community service. This guy is demented. Matthew Cox, you're demented. This is a small channel, but somewhere down the line, you're going to see me. You're a punk. Google his picture, ladies and gentlemen. This Mama Luke. He's got his hair slicked back. His Ponzi, this Ponzi mortgage scheme fraud, all everything falsified. He's got his hair parted in the middle like a hippie. Now, no offense to hippies, because there are good-looking hippies that got their hair. They look like Jesus Christ. This guy looked like a Mama Luke. And that's being petty. Please forgive me. EB23. Good afternoon here. Good morning there. I'm going back to Cali. Go walk the streets of Philly, Matthew Cox. All right, let's check this out. So let's check this psychopath out. Recording just got better. I appreciate you guys for helping me out. I appreciate you guys for helping me out.
Now, there was a guy that was there named Ron Wilson. Ron Wilson ran, if you look in the newspaper, it says it's like $100 million Ponzi scheme, but really it was $57 million. So he had lost $57 million. So it says 100. They always.
That's the bum.
Because 57 is not enough. Ron ended up getting 19 and a half years. Ron was an old con man. Early 60s, 62, 61.
The guy he's talking about, this Ron Wilson, ran a scheme for like 50, 60 million. They tried to, the feds are going to say 100 million. But watch what this psychopath starts to say when he's talking to this Ron Wilson. And doesn't he talk effeminate? I know I'm being juvenile, but here's the guy that talks smack about Joey Merlino. Here's this Cinderella.
Ron, I liked Ron.
No, he don't.
So we're walking around the compound, and he's like, "So what are you going to do?" I mean, you got like 8 or 9 more years to go. And I was like, I'm going to keep writing, and when I get out of here, maybe I'll have a huge body of work, and maybe I'll be able to sell it, or maybe I'll be able to option some more stuff. And if I could get together with Rolling Stone or get with some of these magazines,
no, they don't
I
want
you. Writing for them, and I could option those. Maybe I could walk out of here with something.
No.
So, right. So Ron who'd only been locked up like a year or so. He was cooperating with the Secret Service in his case against some of his co-defendants. So he's already been debriefed, and he's cooperating. He's actually thinking he might get brought back to have to testify at a trial.
All right, folks. How would he know that? How would he know that? If you're debriefing with the FBI and all that, blah, 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 and all this stuff, Secret Service, how would you know that? This guy, hey, Mike Tadaro. All right. Mike Tadaro says, Joe, I'm going to have my people get in touch with you. I have some heavy stuff on Francis that is unknown to the plug. I'm close with some big time guys that have done some wild stuff. Yeah, I like to smash. You know how I like to smash, Mr. Tadaro. You know how I like to smash. So we're getting it in. And this guy here, this guy right here. Thank you, Mike. Now, this Lex, this interviewer, he's sharp. He's just letting this Matthew Cox go and go and go. And let's continue, my good people.
We're talking and we're walking, and he keeps saying, even if they charge those guys, and even if this happens, they're not going to reduce my sentence. They're not going to cut my sentence. And first of all, well, probably because you stole a bunch of money from pension funds and churches. That didn't help your case, but I don't say that. So I say, oh, they have to, bro. They'll have to. They've if you cooperate, they're going to have to. And if they don't, we'll have Frank file a 2255. And he's like, that crazy man. So he says, okay. He's like, yeah, you don't understand. You don't understand. So this goes on for months. And I'm like, what is the problem? And he says, they think I hid Ponzi scheme money. And he'd actually dug up like $5 or $6 million in Ponzi scheme proceeds that he dug. He buried in these, literally buried in aluminum ammunition canisters. Super interesting guy. So he actually went and dug them up and gave them to him. And I'm like, well, you gave them all the money. You didn't hide anything. Relax. It's not a big deal. They're not going to find anything, so don't worry about it. And so he mentions it a couple weeks later. And then one day I go, bro, why do you keep bringing this up? Like, what are you concerned about? It's not going to happen. And he said, can I trust you?
Yeah.
And I went, probably not.
Right.
And he goes,
yeah, you see this guy? You see this psychopath, this sociopath? The guy sitting on millions and everything. And this guy is the American Psycho, the version. And he says, well, can I trust you? This other guy must be really nuts to not handicap or read this guy and know his demeanor. He sounds effeminate. He sounds like you put a wig on the guy or something. And he says, now the guy says, can I trust you? And this bum says, oh, probably not. Now, that wasn't the conversation. You're talking about multi-million millions of dollars. If you're sitting now, this other guy's not that stupid. This other guy's not that stupid. He's pretty sharp. So if you could run a game that sweet and that intelligent, and then you're in prison with a mortgage fraud bum, you're not gonna if the guy says, "Can I trust you?" and the other guy says, "Probably not," you're not gonna utter another word to the guy. So you hear how this guy embellishes. So he's setting up like for after the fact, psychologically speaking, he's setting the table for after the fact so he could say, "Well, I told the guy you probably couldn't trust me." This guy's a bum. We ain't talking about $50 or $100. We're talking about the guy had 57 million. This other guy. And this rodent over here, never said that. He's just trying to put a disclaimer out. Well, I told the guy you couldn't trust. Probably not. You can't trust me. This guy is a crime story writer. He's making up his own crime stories as he goes. I don't know who. Maybe he's a good writer, a good author, and he's a great bullshit artist because a lot of sociopaths and bullshit artists are creative in their writing. It's just thinking mechanism. Let's go.
I did hide some money. I was like, okay. He said, you bury it in a can somewhere? And he's like, no. He said, I gave my wife like $150,000 in cash. I said, okay, well, she's not going to say anything. She's using it. He said, no, you don't understand. Since then, she found out I was having an affair. And we're going to get a divorce. And she hates me. And I think she'll turn that money in just to make sure that I don't get a reduction. Because if you lie to the FBI, they're not going to, it doesn't matter what you've done for them, they won't give you anything. And so he's played, the Secret Service or anybody. He has clearly lied to the Secret Service at this point. If she goes and says, this is what he gave me. So he's like, I was like, oh, wow. And he's like, and I gave my brother's holding him maybe $30,000 for me. And at that moment, I was like, wow. Like, this poor guy. No, that's not what I thought at all. What I thought was, is that enough to get me a sentence reduction? You son of a bitch. And I went and I sat there. And you know what I thought?
This interviewer's watching him, and he's seen a lot of people sit in that chair. It's first time watching. I like it that he just lets the guy go. And this guy's just sitting there watching this Matthew Cox. And he's trying to figure out, while he's listening to this guy's bull crap, what is the real truth in between all of that crap? If you can decipher, it's like the Da Vinci Code. You got, if you're trying to decipher the truth from this Matthew Cox, you better have some skills in breaking codes. But it's very simple: psychopath, delusional, American Psycho. That's the guy that was putting Joey Merlino down. That's the guy. This guy, this bum, like was in my other video, said, oh, when Joey Merlino came in, that he had all kinds of commissary and clothes and track suits and sneakers, and he had all kinds of stuff waiting for him. Oh, what's the problem with that, Matthew Cox? The guy's got friends. They want him to have a comfortable prison stay. Why? After all that mortgage fraud, you didn't have a nickel left. You don't have friends. Psychopaths like you don't have friends. You're isolated loners. And you didn't. What did you have? A quarter? What'd you have? A $10 in your commissary, Matthew Cox? What did you have? Who would speak about Joey Merlino having, when he gets to prison, having necessities, so to speak, necessities for try to make his prison stay as comfortable as possible? What kind of rodent bum like Matthew Cox, who's so delusional, he couldn't even catch himself? How, if this guy could get 200,000 subscribers, I'm going to just keep doing my show because I could get 10 million subscribers if this bum can do that. Because he's not even smart enough to catch himself while he's doing the video to say, geez, people Joey Merlino must have friends. Geez, that'd be kind of retarded of me to speak on that. I'd make myself look like a real big ass. Joey Merlino got all these commissary when he came into and what? What and what? Where's all those millions from that mortgage fraud? You see these guys. If you put a wig on him and some lipstick, if you put a wig on him and some lipstick and some mascara, maybe they did that in prison to this guy, because he already talks and sounds like effeminate, like he's a woman, you know. Well, Carmella, Chester the Cheese Man, where you been, Chester the Cheese Man? Huh? I'm aware what Mike is talking about. It's the real deal. Breaking the story. You could tell. You got to go message me on Facebook. You got to message me on Facebook. Joseph Monty. Here's the. When you Chisler's gonna buy my book. I want what I want. So I like this Lex Fridman. I like the I like that. Well, in respect, Mr. Tadaro and anything, I could make up great breaking news like they do. This is MobTube. No disrespect, Mike Tadaro or Chester the Cheese Man, but I could make up whatever on this entertainment stuff. It would just be another story about Mike Francis. No disrespect, but I know some other stuff that I don't choose to share. It's more personable, you know. There's other stuff that that I know about him. I was around back then. I was around. Not he said, she said, they said, and they said. But at least I got more or less. I don't know. The guy. I don't like it when he just think he has free reign. Now you got a guy like Matthew Cox, and I like this Lex Fridman. He lets this bum run on, and talk, and you could just see the American Psycho. So I could put in my thumbnail the cure for cancer, and I'm going to get 200 views, guys. Whatever my headlines are, if you understand social media and having a YouTube channel, it's all algorithm. I could put a headline, any headline in the thumbnail. I could put the cure for cancer. Attention, breaking news, the cure for cancer. I'm going to get 200 views, Chester the Cheese Man and Mike Tadaro. That's the nature of this thing called YouTube channels, and that's the nature of this platform. That's all there is to it. Mike Francis, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be the same thing. What is it? Mike Francis involved in sex ring. I can't go there because I can't make allegation. I ain't going there with that guy. I'm not getting barred off of my channel. It's gonna get 184 views anyways. I could put the cure for cancer up here. It don't matter. You're not understanding what I'm saying, bro. I appreciate goodwill and good faith, but it's no. I could, whatever's in my thumbnail. The thumbnail is the title of my video, my good people. Whatever I put in there, YouTube chooses to place it in the algorithm according to how many subs or like that. Or you got to remember, he's their poster boy for mob genre. I bash the hell out of him all the time, but I only go so far. I really stretched the limits when I played the video of his mother saying we didn't see a dime of it. And that got 200 views. So you got to understand. I'm not going to reply on it, Chester, Mike, or whatever, because you're not understanding what I'm saying. I appreciate the goodwill and good faith, but no matter what I put in the title of the head, no matter, do I have to do sign language too? No matter what I put in the thumbnail, it's going to get X amount of views. Like I said, I could put the cure of cancer. It's going to get crickets, 200 views. Mike Francis will get 300 views. That's it. I've done 440 videos. I'm kind of catching on to how it works. But thank you, Chester the Cheese Man. The guy, we all know what we know now. If something comes out, I'll piggyback later, because otherwise I start spewing that stuff. What are you trying to bait me to get barred off of YouTube? Just like they try to do to Joy Merlino. I'm going to have lawyers coming here, or lawyers, cease and desist and all that. I understand what you're saying, my good man. I understand what you're saying. You know how long my channel would last after that? About 21 hours. Yeah, that would be a big story. Something like that's far removed from being a rat or all that. Yeah, you know. But you gotta message me on Facebook. I got a messenger thing in there. You know my name. There it is in there. Philly Bob. Dr. Monty is in session. Good to see you. Thank you, Chester the Cheese Man. Mike Tadaro, Philly Bob, Joe Garcia. Carmela, where's my plane ticket to California? Huh? Who else is in here? EB23. You got a place I could stay out in California? We could track down that Mike Francis. Hey, Francis. So that's the story about that bum, Matthew Cox. Lex Fridman, good interviewer, because he just let this guy. He was just letting this Matthew Cox just rock and roll and everything. And we have a beautiful 62-degree day here. Sun is shining. Beautiful. We get a break from these winters. Probably have a snowstorm next week, but what can you do? So I appreciate the subscribers is going up. I want to just do a quick video because I watched that Fridman thing. Hey, Erica. That's my girl, Heshna. Take it from her. Uncle Joe's the best in the game. I'll have 1,000 subscribers. Blah, blah. You're making me nervous. Now I'm on the spot. I'll have 1,000 subscribers in no time. You know, that's the granddaughter of Carlos Gambino. Very close. Very, very close. And second cousin, I think it's second cousin. Nah, I won't say anymore. All right, honey. I won't say anymore. So it's about that. They're talking about this Mike Francis, this phony gangster that, I was around years ago. He's out in California, and he's so full of crap on all his stuff. The guy's a clown, but he's got the biggest gangster channel on YouTube. So I've bashed him a million times. And then there's this other guy, Matthew Cox. I did this video over. He was talking about another guy I like, a Philadelphia gangster mob boss, Joey Merlino. And this clown, Matthew Cox, was trying to insult him and everything. but this Matthew Cox is like a little femme, and this Joey Merlino's a real gangster. So I'm just putting some jabs in on him, honey. You know, Uncle Joe's getting old. He's got get some jabs in on them bums. They're bums. They were sitting at the rat table in prison, and they had a reserved spot. You know, they thought they were going to get him. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put Mike. I wouldn't put anything. I wouldn't put anything. I'll believe anything when it comes to Mike Francis, because he's another megalomaniac. He's another complete American psycho. These guys are nuts. They're completely nuts. John Aloy is saying, even Gene Borello, he's a crazy wild man, but he's still sane. He still has a measure of human sanity. These other guys are you need to psychoanalyze them for a couple hours or a couple weeks. These other guys like Mike Francis and this other YouTube guy, Matthew Cox, you know, well, they get a good following because just like Barnum and Bailey Circus said, a sucker is born every day. So you could still rise up on YouTube, social media, as long as you put some info out there, be a little entertaining, have half a personality, but I just have a little a couch, a light. No, I do this all grassroots because I'm a natural. I'm a natural, Erica. I'm a natural. I'm a natural speaker. I'm a natural entertainer. I'm also a half stand-up comic. The list goes on and on too long, but my people are starting to yawn here, Erica. I'm going to have to get back to them. No, you know what? They can get, I'm just kidding. I appreciate everybody that comes in here. Don't run. Hit the like button. Subscribe. We're going to 1,000. I remember I was telling Leon Swan, man, I wonder when I'm going to get 5 subscribers. But in 2 years, 400 videos, exponentially, it's rising. You know? Yeah, I would. I could trust Borello around my family. Yes, I could. Not Matthew Cox. I wouldn't. I couldn't. Not that American psycho. No, I could trust Gene Borello around my family. Of course. Of course I could. Of course. If I say I trust them, that my trust is trust, universal trust. If you trust something, you have universal trust. You don't have specific trust. Well, this or that. Trust is trust. Trust is trust. If you don't understand that, Francis, you might have some relationship problems, honey. I'm just kidding. So, Francis, what you're trying to say is the guy's a violent guy, the mafia and all this and that, and then he might not have any parenting skills or just babysitting skills. These mobsters all had families, Francis. They all had families. They're not from another planet. They're not from another planet. So what you're trying to make a correlation to say, would you leave Gene Borello around your family? If I say I trust them, it doesn't mean just for me. It means I trust them to bring anybody around him. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You think gangsters just don't have personal skills and like to be around family and human beings, that they're alien to regular life? Yeah. Case closed. Case closed. Of course, Francis, some people are going to say, oh, a crazy gangster talking about this and that. Oh, yeah, I don't want him there. Of course, that's understandable, Francis. That's understandable. That's all. That's understandable. Of course, people are going to shy away from a guy claiming to be a violent killer, street fighter, and all that. Of course. I understand what people's perception and perspective might be on that kind of stuff. Me personally, I would trust him around. I think if we went to the theme park and everything and we'd all have fun. These guys like to laugh and have fun. It's just not mob tube theater. They have other personable skills in the real world, society world. So, well, we'll have to see how that unfolds. So, I appreciate you guys coming in here. And you better still be my friend, Francis. You better still be my friend. So, yeah, the pot thickens. We got some breaking news that's going to be coming out, and let's see where it all goes. You know, that's all. We'll see where it all goes, and check out that whole video of Matthew Cox and Lex Fridman. He's cool because sometimes less is more in an interview. He probably did a little research about this Matthew Cox. He watched his demeanor. He watched his thinking mechanism. And he says, well, all right, I'll give the guy a break. I'll get him on the show. And he could just chirp away, ba, 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 ba. And then, okay, goodbye. Have a nice day. Boom, boom, boom. And that's good. I like this Lex Fridman for those skills. Those skills, good. He pops in there and says a couple things, this and that, but it's called snitching in prison. Matthew Cox says, I don't like the term rat because snitch just rolls off your tongue better. That's what Matthew Cox said. I don't like the term. I don't like the term rat. Yeah, of course you don't like the term rat, but snitching just rolls off the car. Yeah, really. Yeah. Oh, okay, Matthew. All right. Yeah. So, well, that's good enough. We're not going to do an hour today. Erica, all is good here. Can't wait to go down there and see you guys. No, there ain't no anxiety. This is all entertainment. There ain't nothing going on here. This is my, I don't know who's doing any child trafficking or all of that. I don't know anything about that. People are saying there's a story coming out about it. I don't know about any of that stuff. If it comes on the news, it comes on the news. That ain't what I'm doing right here. You know? So, all right. We're going to leave it at that. Carmela, Heshna, I love you, honey. Francis, Mike Tadaro, thank you, buddy. Mike Tadaro, he's got his ear to the streets. Carmela, Mike, Francis, Leon Swan, Mike Amari, Chester the Cheeseman, Philly Bob, Joe Garcia. Thank you, Joe. You know I appreciate you all the time coming here. You give me couples. I love all the action. So that's cool. Michael Candinas, thank you. AGK, thank you. You're not here, but thank you guys that support me. So EB23, I had to get you in there. So we'll leave it at that. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. And remember, be the kings and queens of your world. We're from Royal DNA. This is all talk, this or that. But you guys still got to go out and have a good, fun, enjoyable, prosperous life. So that's what I do. I just like to laugh. Let's have some fun. And if you need somebody to talk to, seek out. That's a sign of strength. If you need help, don't be too bravo or too egotistical. Reach out, and maybe somebody can give you a helping hand, a ear, and maybe sort some of your problems out. So, you know, that's what we like to promote here also. There's a lot of craziness you can focus on, but in the real world of everyday life, which you good people are in, well, you know, I want my people that are good enough to come in here and help me out. I want you all to rise up and have prosperous lives and enjoyment, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. So thank you, folks. God bless y'all. Tune in again. And I might be in the street next time recording somewhere. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you.